All right, back here at Big 12 Media Days in Dallas, or Arlington to be exact, with Skylar Thompson now, the quarterback of your Kansas State Wildcats, number 7, by the way, now, no more, number 10. He is number 7. Skylar, it's great to see you here, man. How are you feeling these days? Like, how healthy is everything? How many limitations do you have? How good are things going at the moment?
Well, I'll tell you what, I feel great. I feel strong. I feel healthy. There are no limitations anymore, which is amazing. But, you know, I've really been super pleased with this whole process. You know, going into it, I had no idea what exactly it was going to look like or what the process, you know, was going to be or whatever the case may be, because I simply just have never had a serious injury before in my life, and so this was a first for me. But you know, I just really try to, you know, to focus on the day-to-day process and listen to my coaches, listen to my mentors in my life, and our trainers, and just truly just having faith in the process and that it was going to work itself out in the end. You know, I can't say that it was 100% smooth sailing the whole time. There were some days where it was tough, or, you know, just having some second thoughts about things. But whenever those came into my mind, you know, I quickly just try to channel them and get them out of my head, you know, and just being focused on the process, and you know, this is just part of it, you know, and I'm going to be good. So, but yeah, I feel great, and I'm excited for this year.
So you in high school, you never had any kind of real serious injury at all?
No, I've never broken any bones. I've never had anything before. Knock on wood. So.
Okay, yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell us what the injury was at this point?
I'm still trying to keep that.
Okay.
Keep that to myself and our coaches, but yeah.
Well, I hope you understand why I asked this. You know, Rico Jeffers is going to be here tomorrow from Texas Tech. Like, is there bad blood there between you guys at all? Like, what, have you talked to him since that happened or anything?
No, I wouldn't say there's any bad blood. You know, I understand it's football. You know, I understand that's the risk that we take every time we step on the field, and we're just, you know, being competitive. Like, I get it, but you know, I am looking forward to that. I'll be looking forward to that game for sure. But there's no bad blood or any grudges, you know, anything. I'm not that type of person. So, but yeah, I thought it was ironic. I saw that he was coming here too. So, but yeah, there's nothing there.
Skylar Thompson talking with me right now. You're quarterback of the Kansas State Wildcats. You've been around for a long time. Like, how many Big 12 Media Days is this now for you?
It's my third one.
It is 3. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they brought you and Delton one time, right?
Yeah,
like way
they
back
did.
in the day. What do you tell Jerron McPherson, for instance, who's never been here? Like, what's the advice that you have as a Big 12 Media Days vet?
I just told him to be ready to get asked the same question over and over again.
Okay.
But I also just said that, you know, this is a really cool experience. You know, we're being selected to represent our entire football team in Kansas State University, and it's an honor to do that. And then just trying to embrace this scenery. You know, like
right.
this is where we're going to be September 4th. You know, and for us to be able to get here and kind of get to see things, see what it's like, get a feel for it, I think is a huge you know, advantage for us, and something that we just need to be thankful for. So, but yeah, I just told him to be ready to be asked the same question and be exhausted by the end of the day without even realizing it. So,
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about the Stanford game, right? Because I think there was a split opinion from the fans on, like, moving that game here, but I think it's cool as hell that you guys get to do that, and I would imagine the locker room feels the same way. Like, how did you guys react to that news?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you know, I understand where the fans are coming from, you know, moving a Power 5 non-con game out of Manhattan, but I'll tell you from a player's perspective, you know, whenever I heard it, I was like, let's freaking go, you know, like, let's go. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us, you know, and you know, and I was sitting in the first grade classroom writing down my goals on a sheet. Like, this is something that I was writing down as far as, like, one day I want to do this, you know, and we get that opportunity. So I know our whole entire locker room felt the same way. I mean, we were stoked because we're playing in AT&T Stadium versus a Power 5 team, and there's going to be a lot of hype around it. For me, this is going to be my first game back, and getting to play in a setting like this, I think it's going to be amazing, and we'll just fuel to the fire for me this offseason, you know, and that's what Coach Kleinman told me. He's like, hey, like, he pulled me in his office one day. He's like, hey, Skylar, guess what? He's like, your first game back is going to be in AT&T Stadium versus Stanford. And I literally just like got chills and, you know, just a lot of emotions kind of went through me right there because, I mean, this is really cool. It's, everything happened for a reason, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to play here for one more year and to come out here with my teammates on September 4th and this type of scenery and that big of a game.
Skylar Thompson talking with me. What's one thing that, well, you were sitting out and you're on the sideline and you can't actually be out there playing, what's something that you picked up, like a specific thing, like here's something I learned just being able to look at the game a different way or hang out with Colin, whatever it might be, or Courtney, like what is something that you feel like you've improved on in that area because of that?
Well, I'll tell you where I learned the most. During game prep weeks, I just went and sat in our D staff room. I honestly didn't do a ton with the offense. Just because I felt like I knew that pretty well. I wanted to see the game from the other side and learn the why behind the what for defenses. So whenever we were preparing for teams, I would go in there and sit in meetings and listen to how our defense were game planning and preparing for teams to take away their strengths and those types of things. So I think that's what helped me is, like from my perspective, understanding defenses and what kind of fronts they're running, blitzes, coverages, those types of things. But then flipping it around and seeing, okay, why are they putting the guy here? Why are they aligning this way? How are they taking away other teams' strengths? So it made me think like, okay, how, if we're preparing teams and we're really good at this, what would they maybe do?
Right.
So just getting to flip the game and see it from the other perspective, and then being up in the press box every game, seeing it from a bird's eye view, it almost seemed like it was like a video game. I could kind of, whenever we called plays and whatnot, I could kind of almost see what was going to happen before it did, just because you see everything happen. It seems slower, and actually I know it's slower than what it actually is down there. But I think that was a really cool process, and having the vision of being a coach someday. I think I really got a feel for what that was like, what that day-to-day life looks like, and what's it like on game day. And it's something that I had a lot of fun doing. I had a lot of fun mentoring, or not mentoring, getting mentored by Coach Kleiman, Coach Messingham, and Coach Klein throughout that process from a coach's perspective.